Greetings, tea-sipping people of the internet. Manga Rock is no more. Now, I don't intend for this channel to be a drama channel, but there has been, a lot of hot tea lately, and I do think these issues are important to address because they all say something about the industry. The last one was bringing up a lot of thoughts about voice actors' responsibility and in general Funimation's response to it. And this manga piracy site being shut down gives us a lot to think about in terms of piracy and what it means for the manga industry. So I'll have up on the screen some of the pieces I'm going over. I do not like straight up reading out entire articles, so I'm not going to be doing that, but I am going to be reacting to various parts of both Manga Rock's statement and some of the original tweets by Takahashi, the Iodori comic CEO, that, led to this happening, and see if we kind of can believe what they said here and some of what people are saying in response. So the thing that really sticks out to me is this whole, we didn't understand the manga industry and we didn't know the origin of the scanlations. So I don't get how they can claim they didn't know the effect they were having on the industry. If you're giving something away for free, or worse, profiting, because they did have a subscription service, profiting off of scanlations, and you're not looking into the origin of them, how can you not know that that's going to have a negative effect on the industry? I feel like some of these piracy sites will at least own what they're doing, but this just feels unbelievable. I believe that maybe they didn't know where all the scanlations came from, but that's not something to brag about. That's the kind of research you should be doing if you're claiming to have a legal organization. You can't convince me that you didn't know. Anyway, so let's see. They realize they're doing damage, and the damage has increased. They're reflecting on their role. We plan to shut down our Scanlation website and app, and then they apologize. Okay, let's back up. Let's take a look at the English summary Takahashi posted of his tweets before going any further, because I think it's important to see what spurred them to have this reaction. So now let's get into Takahashi's points. He summarized them and has them broken down by tweet and kind of what the tweets were saying. So the first one, just kind of went over that they have hundreds of illegal scans, and, the important point that not a single dollar of the advertisement revenue goes to the artists. So outside of even the subscription method, they were also making money on advertising. So this was never just providing a service to people who couldn't access manga because, not all manga is, localized, and not all manga has an official license, which is like the main argument that I see for people standing up for Manga Rock's existence. I'll get into more of why that just isn't good enough, but yeah. So we go into tweet 2, and not only, of course, are they not submitting revenue, they have not gotten any sort of permission or blessing from the artist, and this affects the artist's livelihood. Apparently, Manga Rock has a whole office in Vietnam. This isn't just, some fans uploading scanlations. This is a whole business, which I really think is another thing to consider, because I do think there can be an argument to be made for fans hoping other fans enjoy something, but this is an actual business model with people who sounds like are working full-time jobs. He then encourages people to see if their stuff is on Manga Rock and request a takedown. He kind of gives some information on how to do takedowns. Let's see, talking about it being in the app stores, and that the app stores haven't really done a lot about this. And how the fact that they're in the app store make people think it's official, which is another good point. people aren't going to necessarily think too hard and even realize what they're doing is piracy if it's in the App Store. And if they charge money, I feel like I would never assume something that charges money was fake and pirated. So that just weirds me out so much. Oh, and I like this too. So a lot of people use the argument for piracy that scanlations and popularity help people decide to pick up works. And I'm not saying there's not truth in that, but I like that an expert here is pointing out that foreign publishers may refuse to pick up works because people already have access to the scans. So it's not actually helping it get more traction. In some cases, it's going to turn people off. And apparently even they've told Japanese authors in the past that they'll start printing for the ones that aren't on scanlations. So it's not helping to have scanlations, at least in this case. And it's a region lock, so it doesn't show up in Japan, which makes it harder for people to find it. Then some notes about IP rights and how those work. Then I like that this is also included. He has a link of actual official apps and services to read, places you can subscribe to, and something about his own work on Irodori. So now that we've kind of looked through this, I really think that Manga Rock saw the end coming because they were about to get a bunch of takedowns, maybe even some legal action taken towards them. And I think this was just them stepping down and saving face and maybe recuperating what costs they could. Because there's no way, there's just no way you could convince me that they didn't know this was hurting artists. I just don't buy it. Not if they're anyone who knows anything about how the licensing programs work. And, I think the biggest thing a lot of posts have been made that I've seen is, well, what's my alternative? What should I use now? And I want to ask you that if it is licensed, to consider using a site. Like, if it's not, I get that. And like I said earlier, if there is a fan sort of translation of something and then there has been no clear signs that it's going to get licensed or it's going to be a long time, completely understand why you would turn to an unofficial translation in that case. But here's the thing, people. We are living in an age where more work is being translated and it's faster than ever before. I mean, I've been reading manga and watching anime a long time, okay? And it used to be you would have to wait for dubs or even subs officially for months. And same for manga, months after it originally be released. And things are so much faster now with all the apps and the next day translations. And I know there's a ton of work and that we're never going to get all of it officially, but there's a lot of it. Like, it's just a weaker and weaker excuse that, it's not in the US. Because that's the excuse people used to use 10 plus years ago when that was more true. And I'm not going to pretend I've never watched something on an unofficial service, but in today's age, I don't do that anymore. Because one, there's no reason to, and two, this is an art form like any other. And if you've ever created any form of art, you need support. Like, it doesn't just pay to release the art to the world. Like, you should want to support these artists, these mangaka, even the people that help with translating. Otherwise, why are people going to do it if they're not going to make money? And then the only sources you're going to have are those scanlations. And while some people are great, scanlations done by fans are never going to be the same as an official version looked at by multiple experts. You know what I mean? So my opinion is, don't look for an alternative for Manga Rock, please. Check out some of the legal links that he included in his tweets. I'm going to link in the description box below to the summary of the tweet so you can read it for yourself. And we'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see if any other piracy apps get attacked, or if it's really just because this one was kind of a true business model and not in any way just a small sort of internet operation. Got more videos coming. Hopefully going to do some more this season reviews. Thanks for watching. Peace out.